Welcome back to the Daily Brigandi. I'm here with Kevin Keating of PSA. Today we had a public authentication day at our store. PSA was kind enough to come out and authenticate autographs for the public. Some great stuff walked in over the counter, including this cool Tom Petty signed guitar, as well as some other items we want to talk about. So Kevin, I guess we'll start with the baseballs here.
Great.
All right, so first we have Thurman Munson. Very rare single sign baseball. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, you don't see many Munsons that are real. We see a lot that are fake. This one's a beautiful example, and I believe that Thurm would be in the Hall of Fame today if he'd have lived a full life and gotten to play a full career.
Right, he tragically died.
Died in '79 during the season, flying his plane, practicing, taking off, and it's very unfortunate. I think he was 32 years old. I think he should still go in the Hall of Fame, but
right, that's still debated today. Right,
yeah, exactly. Then you've got this beautiful Satchel Paige ball, and what makes this really unique and special, in my opinion, is the fact that Satchel dated the ball July 29th, 1971, and that's less than 2 weeks from the day that he went into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So that puts this ball in a really unique place among Satchel Paige signed baseballs, and you don't see many of those either.
Right, yeah. The fact that you can date balls is great, especially when it's to an important moment in history.
In history, exactly.
Like Hall of Fame induction.
And the other thing about Paige is he was the first Negro League player to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So that really makes this a special ball. And you've got Hilton Smith, speaking of
the same theme.
Yeah. Smith went in the Hall of Fame in 2001, but he had passed away in 1983. Long before there was really a lot of interest in collecting Negro League autographs. So there are a handful of signed baseballs by Smith because he was somewhat of a local celebrity in his hometown of Kansas City. And so on a handful of occasions, he did do signings publicly in Kansas City, and that's most probably how this ball was originally signed at one of those signings.
Great. So let's talk about these baseball cards down here. So we have a Clemente and a Roy Campanella. The Campanella, which is really cool because it's his vintage style signature. Of course, it changed in the, 56?
Well, actually, he had his tragic car accident, which left him paralyzed after the 57 season. So he never played in 58. And so you've got the pre-accident, the post-accident autographs. But for the most part, after 57, he really didn't sign autographs after that until really toward the end of his life, and by that time there was so much demand to get him to sign Perez Steel cards and things like that they came up with some type of machine that helped,
like an assist.
Yeah, right? That would help move his arms in a certain way, and those autographs, of course, are kind of all over the place, whereas the pre-accident autographs are just really neat and tight for the most part. That's a beautiful example. What really excited me today were these two Clemente cards, because you've got the 70 tops, and I met Clemente twice. I got his autograph 6 times, including on a 1970 Topps card. So I have one in my possession.
So you were running around chasing autographs?
Yeah, in Chicago.
What age? Yeah.
In Chicago, and he signed that 70 Topps card for me in 1970 when I was 11. I still have that card, so seeing another one, they're very rare. And obviously the 72 Topps, the year that he passed away, I think it's card 309 in the set.
Right.
So the card didn't come out immediately. And the window for him to sign those cards, very limited, maybe 6 months. Right. And besides that, it's signed best wishes. I've seen a handful of these cards that I know are real, rare as they are, and we've seen a lot more that are forged. But this one's a real example. It's the only one I've ever seen signed best wishes, so it's really a spectacular and a very special piece. Then you have, Alfred Hitchcock. What can you say? The Birds, Psycho,
right?
All the great movies that he made. If you go to Universal Studios, out in California, which we take the kids there usually once a year, and you'll go on the tour of Universal Studios. They've got the Alfred Hitchcock bungalow.
Oh, okay.
And you can go see the Psycho. The Psycho home is still there on the hill.
Oh, really?
The same one that they used in the movie, but. Yeah, he's iconic. What can you
say?
It's
exactly.
a beautiful picture, too.
When you think vintage Hollywood directors, I mean, it's Alfred Hitchcock.
You got to start with Alfred Hitchcock.
Right, exactly. So we had a ton of great items. We just wanted to show you some cool highlights that came in over the counter. Some great stuff. Thanks for watching the Daily Brigandi. And thanks for Kevin Keating and PSA for coming by today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, thanks, guys.